Traditional MBA programs have been teaching the same core principles for decades. But here's something unexpected. The most innovative companies aren't just looking for number crunchers anymore. They're seeking leaders who understand human behavior at a deep level.
That's fascinating because it really challenges the conventional wisdom about business education. What's driving this shift?
Well, it's this integration of human-centered design thinking that's revolutionizing MBA programs. You know, companies like Apple and Airbnb have shown that understanding human psychology and behavior can create more value than pure financial analysis. Their market caps are proof. Apple hit $3 trillion largely because they mastered human-centered design.
So how exactly does this approach differ from traditional business thinking?
Think of it this way. Instead of starting with spreadsheets and market data, you begin by deeply understanding human experiences. Studies show that companies using design thinking are outperforming the S&P 500 by over 200%. Take Warby Parker. They didn't just see expensive glasses as a market opportunity, they understood the frustrating experience of buying eyewear and completely reimagined it.
You know what's interesting about that? It reminds me of how Netflix disrupted Blockbuster by focusing on the pain points of late fees and limited selection.
Exactly. And here's what's fascinating. According to recent research, 75% of organizations now rate customer experience as their top priority. That's why leading MBA programs are weaving design thinking throughout their entire curriculum. While studying finance, students are also learning empathy mapping. While covering operations, they're practicing rapid prototyping.
So what specific skills should someone look for in an MBA program if they want to develop this expertise?
Well, you want to look for three key elements. First, programs offering extensive practice in empathy research and journey mapping. Second, courses that combine design thinking with traditional or business disciplines. And third, this is crucial, strong connections with companies actually practicing these principles. The data shows that graduates with these skills are commanding 15 to 20% higher starting salaries.
That's quite a significant premium. But I imagine there must be some pushback from traditional business circles?
You'd think so, but here's the surprising thing. Even traditional industries are embracing this approach. McKinsey reported that companies with strong design practices increased their revenues and shareholder returns at nearly twice the rate of their industry benchmarks. We're seeing this in healthcare, manufacturing, even financial services.
And how does this approach help with the increasing complexity of today's business challenges?
That's where it really shines. Like, traditional frameworks often struggle with complex, interconnected problems. But design thinking gives us tools to break these challenges down and understand them from multiple perspectives. A recent Harvard Business Review study found that 71% of companies using design thinking reported improved innovation capabilities.
So looking ahead, what does this mean for the future of business leadership?
Well, we're seeing a fundamental shift in what makes a successful leader. As AI and automation handle more analytical tasks, these human-centered skills become increasingly valuable. The World Economic Forum predicts that by 2025, skills like empathy, creativity, and human-centered problem solving will be among the top skills required for business success.
That really transforms our understanding of what business education should look like, doesn't it?
Absolutely right. And you know what's fascinating? The companies that have embraced this approach are seeing real results. Design-led companies like Apple, Nike, and Starbucks have outperformed the S&P 500 by an astounding 211% over the past decade. It's not just about creating products anymore, it's about designing experiences that truly resonate with people.
Sounds like we're witnessing a real paradigm shift in business education.
That's exactly what it is. And for anyone considering an MBA today, my advice would be to look beyond traditional rankings and examine how programs are incorporating these human-centered approaches. Because the future of business leadership isn't just about analyzing data. It's about understanding and designing for human needs and experiences.